Okay, Cowboys, you are listening to the second part of the me and Brett, or Brett and I's, rehashing of Drunken Dumb Tales. And yeah, I want to get off that though real quick, and I want to explain this whole season shit. You'll hear me saying things like, oh, there's the season 2 finale, and then so after this will be the, hey, welcome to season 3. And yeah, look, all this podcastration shit is DIY. We don't get a dime for any of this shit. It's just a fun hobby. And a lot of times it becomes a slog, micro-editing all our fuck-ups, all of our microphone noises. When the microphones are rubbing off beards, or I just takes me 5 minutes to articulate what I'm talking about when it could have only taken one sentence, and then I gotta fix, whatever. And yeah, so basically we just broke it up into seasons because I like to keep to a schedule, consistency, because people would always, when's the next episode coming out? It's like, I don't know. So I would just stockpile them, and then as they were released once per week, that gave me time to podcast and edit shit, whatever. It's just more OCD, I guess, on my part. But anyway, that's what it is. So these aren't really seasons, they're just batches. Here's the end of this batch. And then a few months later, it's, here's some more batch of podcastration. It's the same dumb shit. So that's really all you need to know about that. So more drinking tales. Us biking from Saxonburg to Butler and back, Pennsylvania, Armstrong County, Butler County. And yeah, you'll see some slides of us, me and Brett. I got some drunk pictures from back in the day, and I'm going to put some up during the long, boring stretches on this video. And with that, Drunken Tales, Podcastration Classic. Till next time, later.
Grab a beer, sit down, and stick around. In 1, 2, 3, 4.
Also, sports is all Pittsburgh has, so that ain't that far out of the equation. Jumping on to the next one here. So I remember we were at a big party up by Buttermilk Waterfall. And no. Yes, I've got to tell this one. It was a weird night because there's a lot of people. I remember some belligerent dude was passed out in a chair, and it got dark. People were beating the shit out of him.
Yeah, people were punching him in the face.
Threw him down over this hill. I think he might have broke his legs.
He looked like he had a broken leg.
I don't know I don't know if he deserved it or not. It got pretty nasty there.
They said that he smacked his woman earlier at the party or something. He might have gotten killed that night.
Yeah, who knows? But so you had to go number 2. Which you did, and when you got to do that, you need something to wipe with. So I remember you just grabbed the random hoodie,
hanging off a tree,
used it to do your deed, and hung it back up. And it couldn't have happened to another one. We ain't gonna say his name, but another person who, I don't know if deserves the right word, but he was an idiot. He was just
deserves it in a funny way, but not a mean person at all.
No, he's just a fool. He's just a big dopey white kid that wanted to be black, and he couldn't have been further from black.
He is what every NFL player would be if there wasn't for fans, because he was a football player that wasn't good enough.
Yeah,
and he's
clearly gonna be a gym teacher. And
anybody that kneels for the national anthem and chases fans away needs to follow this guy around for a week, and I guarantee you fucking stand for that national anthem. Yeah. You beg fans to come watch you play.
But
because you are nothing without that money from football, because you're nothing.
Yep. So we were all heading out of this party because it got a bit out of hand, and we see him walk over, pick up that hoodie, put it on, and wear it out with big brown streaks on it.
I used mainly the outside of the hood and the sleeves.
Yeah. I remember I got him that night too because I was peeing off in the woods. There was a little creek going down the side of it, and there was a little wooden bridge. I don't know. It just seemed like a good place. That's where people were going to piss. Not hot. This bridge is it's only a foot deep, but you don't want to step in the water. So I don't know why everyone just peeing off of it, and I'm peeing on it, and I hear somebody kind of walking over, and I I'm shaking it off, and I'm like, I'm gonna scare whoever it is. So I kind of hid behind it. There's a tree there, and this is at night, like really dark, and it was the same person. This is before you did your thing. He went over to that bridge, and he's, pissing off of it, and I jump out and bah! And I scared the shit out of him. He like kind of fell off it, I think. I mean, memories are a little hazy, but I know I scared him, but I think he peed on it. He's like, oh, fucking Levon. I remember now. He's just like, I pits on my hand. But it was
also at that party, I think while you were off doing that, can we say, if not, you can blur it out, Kelly Jackson was at the party. And Tony was there too. And have you ever talked about the pictures of Kelly Jackson Tony used to draw?
His weird hieroglyphic. Yeah, this girl was like, she was hot, but she just wasn't well liked. And
I don't even know why she had the biggest reputation as being a slut.
She was just kind of a bitch.
She maybe slept with like 3 guys.
I think she was she's what you see in all the 80s movies, just like
the cheerleader.
I don't even know her that well, but everyone.
The cheerleader snob.
Yeah, the hot cheerleader kind of like, she's just kind of a bitch.
I wonder what she looks like these days, actually.
Yeah,
I hope she's ugly.
Probably
she deserves it.
Pregnant.
I hope.
Probably.
She's probably one of the ones in the electric scooters at Walmart.
Yeah.
But anyway, like Tony's nutties at this party. We need to get him on the show.
Oh my goodness.
And
I don't know about that.
He sits down at the fire, and of course he's blazing, and he's like, whose clothes are these? There's like a garbage bag, a black garbage bag full of clothes beside us.
I don't remember this at all.
You were away. He unties the bag and dumps it over the fire, and these clothes go falling out. And Kelly Jackson is trying to find her bag of clothes later on.
Did he even? So he didn't even know, because they were like nemesis too. He wasn't a fan of her. And I don't know if it was. I don't know if they really hated each other. Like, if it was like they joked.
There was like one of those like long pair of boots, like probably expensive.
Oh man!
Went into the
Why was it there?
I don't know.
Why did you have a bag of clothes?
I don't know. Why were they in a garbage bag?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
That's funny. I never knew that.
He untied the bag and shook them out over the fire. And I remember these boots falling in, and they burnt pretty quick.
Jeez. That's fucking great.
Yeah.
So that was a good party. All right. So, well, this will be the New Year's episode, so I gotta have the famous New Year's party when we did the shots off the piano. Was it a piano? Up at
you don't remember
IUP.
all of this, so you tell what you know, then I'll tell the.
All I remember
I'll
is
tell my end of it.
We were at some random party. There was a guy. Was there a guy behind the piano, right? Kind of like mixing.
There was a guy that like I don't know if he was paid to, but he played the piano all night and was really good. And there was a guy who was the bartender, whether he was hired or not, I don't know, but he was like doing like fancy shot tricks and throwing the bottles in the air and like dumping out like a line of shots.
Yeah, I just remember.
Pretty happening party.
So we were just like there, we're by all the drinks, so we just start doing them, taking shots and whatever. I remember that. I think I threw up in a hallway or something.
Maybe later.
Yeah, and then all I remember. That's basically it. My memory was I was like talking to people. I remember talking to a guy.
2 kids
but I guess
particular.
I just thought we were having a conversation, but I think
these 2 kids wanted to kick your ass in the worst way. One kid I could have handled. The other kid, he kind of had a build. Remember Corey Ion, the big dopey kid that used to do backyard wrestling with us?
Oh yeah, okay.
Had a build like him. Like I'm like I definitely can't do this guy,
That's what she said.
And CJ was like, Levon's fault. And you thought you were being friends. Like, these guys are really nice. And these 2 are telling me, like, we're going to kick your friend's ass. We don't even care if we kill him. And you kept, like, putting your arm around. They'd take your arm off and, like, throw it away. I don't know. You couldn't get the hint.
No, I don't know.
And the ball drops, and everybody's, like, doing the stuff. And the smaller kid shoots like champagne in your face, and the other kid, and I told the guy that owned the house about this, and he acted like he didn't care.
Yeah.
And Tim Kutch was at this party too. I shouldn't blur his name out because he's
Yeah.
He's at the party too, and a couple kids that I grew up with, and they know about this. Well, that big kid was getting ready to come over, and you got shot in the face by alcohol, and he was going to punch you in the face, and it was probably going to knock you out. It was definitely going to knock you out.
No, I'm sure.
But, like, I grabbed a hold of him. Luckily, other people grab a hold of him. There's a big scuffle, and people are punching these two kids, kicking them in the balls, legit kicked them out the door. The door slammed shut, and everybody cheered because I guess they're pissing everybody off.
So I wonder. I just assumed I was being a dick.
And you weren't. Like when I was there, I don't know what got said before, but you were like, these guys are my buddies, and they wanted to kill you.
Yeah,
and they were going to try to at the ball drop. They chose, and they found out that luckily there was a lot of Katanning kids there.
Yeah.
So that happened.
I don't remember much else.
From that party, nobody does.
No, that was.
I wound up making a beer can bong and smoking a lot of weed and impressed a lot of people with my skills. And I got high off a lot of people that I didn't think smoked weed.
Yeah, that's one of them days you just wake up and like, where the fuck, you just wake up at a random. Remember,
I wore the wrong shoes home the next morning.
I do remember that. That was funny.
Speaking of wearing the wrong shoes home, do you remember the one party at IUP where CJ was pulling you and I out of bed in the morning, and I was like, why are we leaving? And he goes, are your socks wet? Because I peed like in the bedroom, but out into the hallway. I slept peed.
Oh yeah.
And
that wasn't the same night, was it?
No, but I wore the wrong shoes home from that party too in the morning.
That would have. I know we talked about this before too, but that would have been the night that I did a naked puke slide down the steps.
No, you crawled up.
Or crawled up the
and
steps.
You deserved it because that was Saturday night.
Yeah.
Friday night in the locker room, we're playing pickup hockey, and these kids are picking on their friend because he got drunk and wound up crawling through his own vomit naked. And we're laughing, and we get out in the ice for warm-ups, and you ski up to me and go, man, we drink a lot, but how do you get so drunk you crawl through your own vomit naked? Let's fast forward 22 hours later. Levon wounds up crawling up steps at a party like where there's a lot of strangers at, naked vomiting, like up these carpeted steps. I remember. Everybody's cheering you on.
Oh, man.
I'm pretty sure you went home naked. You called your clothes a loss.
I think I was asleep on the steps or top of the steps or something. I think I slept.
You crawled because in the morning I woke up and the first thing I saw was you beside me on the floor, face down, bare ass.
And then I remember I'm kind of getting my shit together, and I realized like, oh, I made a mess. Like I made a mess and an ass of myself. Like we gotta go. So I'm like getting ready to corral you guys, and I see you like, oh, all right, Brett, let's roll. And I look over, and I could hear the pee.
Yeah.
Like, so you got your pants down.
A full room of people too.
You just picked a random door. It was a bedroom door.
I thought I was in the toilet.
You're just peeing away, and then I'm like trying to be quiet. Like, Brett, get your attention. You're asleep. You'd sleep pee basically. You're just shrugging me.
I was waving my hand at you. Yes, go back to
indecipherable words, and then all of a sudden, like, what? You hear one of the girls wake up. Like, what's going on? Who's that? He's peeing. And all the girls woke up, and by then there's enough commotion. You woke up.
I don't remember waking up.
I don't
remember that happening.
CJ, I remember like me, you, and CJ just got our shit together, and we ran out the door so fast. That was the day. So you ended up grabbing the wrong shoes because we left a trail of destruction in that apartment. So we just had to get out of there.
Well, one girl tracked me down on MySpace. This is how long ago it was.
Yeah.
And she was like, you look different. Oh, that's right, because last time I saw you were pissing on my hallway floor. And I said, I'm really sorry. And she wasn't real good looking, but she was like, you can make it up by taking me to dinner. Like, how desperate are you if you want the guy that pissed on your floor to take you to dinner?
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, definitely will. And we never talked again.
Yeah. You probably think she's probably, come to my place and have dinner here. And then when you get there, she's probably trying to trap you into now clean this shit up.
Yeah, I had a carpet scrubber set up for me.
Puke all over the floor. Clean up your piss puddle.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that impressive. She showed me with my pants down. She didn't want any part of that, I'm sure.
All right, so I got one more. Okay, the last thing on our list, we've got to do the drunken day from camp.
Well, before we get into this, there's hundreds of more. So how about for now on, season finale is drinking stories.
Yeah.
You keep these so we don't tell the same one twice.
Yeah. Well,
and now we'll get in because I want to tell this story right.
Yeah. So basically, what my memory is.
Remember, we got to start with the night before.
Yeah.
You're going to start there, right?
An older coworker just got a new camp way up. There's a place, Tionesta, Cooks Forest area. It's a good hour or so, like north of where we live.
We call it the mountains.
Yeah, yeah, it's just
It
a big
is.
national park area. And you got to camp up there. So we're drinking on the way up, of course, as you do.
You and CJ.
Going to bars and stuff. I remember we had the girls with us too. Another one, we won't say their names, but we had a couple girls with us.
Yeah,
They're
at the party with
the
us.
party girls. I remember we were at a bar, and was it shuffleboard?
The tabletop shuffleboard.
Yeah, we were playing that, and as me and you get competitive, I remember you were beating me or something.
It was me and one of the girls against you and the other one of the girls.
Yeah.
And Cougar Bob's. We can say that place.
Cougar
Hopefully it's
Bob's.
still open. If it is, we need to go up there.
Who knows? I just remember you were beating me and being...
I didn't win.
Rubbing it in my face, wouldn't let it go. And
we were drinking all day.
I remember I tried to punch you or punched you.
You did. You knocked me down.
Yeah, so I guess I clocked you pretty good.
Well, what happened was, like, I had the last thing at puck in my hand, and like I needed to knock you out of the bullseye. Well, knock like your partner out of the bullseye, and mine would have stayed there, and we won the game.
Yeah.
And I told you this is what's gonna happen, and I think you bet me $5.
Yeah, I remember it was like a tough shot, like a really hard shot.
And what I told you was going to happen, I was drunk and lucky enough to exactly what I told you was going to happen happened. And I was like, oh yeah, $5. I'm sure I was,
It's another night where I remember like I was all right and I got really drunk really quick and I don't remember even drinking that much.
Like I remember, I just remember we both walked around the table and I was like, going to get in your face and chirp you. It was loud in there. It was noisy. It was busy.
I don't remember.
I was getting egged on. People were watching us. And next thing I know, you just like, I should have saw it coming, but here comes a fist. Hits me right in the eye.
Oh man.
I know I'm on the ground and like people are, CJ has you. The girls both have you. I stand up. I'm yelling at you and it was
because I don't remember, like, I'm another one where I just don't remember.
We got thrown.
Somehow,
we got thrown out.
Somehow,
for it.
I got drunk enough that I, not necessarily blacked. I remember being back at the camp after that. Like,
we went back to the camp and made food. And
I don't remember being.
I don't think we even talked about it again.
I was gonna say, I don't remember. My memories on like by the time we got in the car, we were all good. Like, it wasn't even like
that's the age. Oh,
I'm sure what happened. I think I was just so mad that you made that shot. Like, I literally think like I'm sure you egged it on, but I like when you made that shot. I'm sure I just wanted to clock you. Like, I think you just.
I will say I deserved getting punched in the face for that one.
So that's okay. That's the night before.
So we were really drunk. We woke up still drunk.
We woke up early because the reason we're up there. This guy has like a bunch of people. He's got these huge trees to cut down. We were up there, to hang out, but mostly
he had a bunch of beer
to help him. But he ended up just not even needing us.
We stood around and drank.
This was still 7 a.m, right? Like, it wasn't, or was it 9? It might have been like 9.
It was we woke up. We made some breakfast.
Yeah,
I remember we made like bacon and stuff. I was like hungover, and one of the girls that liked me, I didn't really like her in that way. Nice girl though. Yeah. But
nice tits.
Yeah, we decide like, okay, let's do some breakfast. We're both awake. So we start making breakfast for everybody. And I was starting to get hungover. She brought me Tylenol and she made me a hangover cure. It had vodka. It was like a Bloody Mary basically. So I started drinking then. You got up smelling bacon and you're like, hey, I'll have one of those. So we started drinking at 7:30 in the morning. Still drunk. From drinking until 2:30 the night before.
I want to backtrack.
Didn't he have a gun that wasn't a gun that it just had a bunch of liquor in it, so you could dump the gun out and it was
something probably a shotgun.
The wall.
Like a shotgun that you do shots out.
Like it held like a whole bottle of JD.
Yeah.
So you could dump that into what? We drank some of that the night before too.
I remember that. I remember what
we watched Step Brothers that morning.
Did somebody else drive up too? Because me and you left, obviously, just us two.
We did.
I wonder, who took the girls home?
CJ drove. CJ was already up there.
Okay, that makes sense. So,
or no, CJ was afternoon shift, and he drove. Blur his name out. He drove the girls up.
No, CJ. I guess we'll leave. CJ can suck it.
He drove the girls up when he got off work and met us at the bar. That's why the three of those were coherent enough to break our fight.
That makes sense.
CJ would have been like probably kicking both of us while we were down.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So that morning, we were just going to head home. Whatever. We did our
decided
thing.
to hang out.
Well, we went down the road, and
first we watched Step Brothers for the first time. Didn't think it was that funny while we watched it. Now it's hilarious.
It's just how that goes. Yeah.
But yeah, we drank a bunch of beer. I remember your coworker saying, "Hey, I'd offer you guys beer, but the scavages drank it all already this morning." And then we left and went back to that Cougar Bob's because we were talking about the fight and we wanted to go back. So we went back there. We got a couple 6-packs. We drank a beer.
Yeah.
And we said, we're not going right home. It's 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah. We just, it was a nice day. We're up at north, and then we ended up
we drove aimlessly.
And so we're just driving aimlessly. We're just picking random roads and driving them, looking at the countryside, that kind of shit.
We had a party to get to by 8 o'clock that night.
Yeah.
And we're talking right now.
Yeah.
We're what, 10 in the morning.
We were late to that party. So
we'll get to that.
Yeah. We're just driving around, drinking this beer, kind of looking for bars. It kind of just developed. We just didn't want to go home.
Turned into a day. Were we in the red Jeep or the green Jeep these days? I want to say the red Jeep.
That would have been the red one. That green one didn't last too long because I did a drunken rollover with it.
We always loved find and dive bars without the help of
That's what I
maps,
miss. I miss dive bar hunting. There's just this great thing when especially out in BFE, you find when you're looking for a dive bar on a back road where there shouldn't be one, and you find one.
We would turn off the highways and take.
It's like you feel like you found $20 just laying on like you're taking a walk and you find $20. I remember being like yes, it worked, because you spent a lot of time finding.
We found a couple this day.
Yeah. And I wouldn't remember to this day.
One of the first ones we went to, I remember we have pictures. We took like the throwaway camera pictures of this one place.
Yes.
You have them somewhere. You got the road, there's the bar. The other side of the road was just like an open field, not even like a farm field, just an open field.
Yeah. I remember that one. I remember
that one, I believe, of course we're day drinking, and we like to, as we talked earlier, steal random shit. You were in the bar, and I remember like we peed, and you said, I'll buy the first round. So you got out, or you came out and got in a car, and I'm all smiles because they had on their porch these like long skinny like the CO2 kegs of like the flavor mix for pop. Yeah. And it was Sprite. I didn't know what it was.
I know where that keg is.
I had a keg of Sprite stolen. It had it in the back of the Jeep.
When I still lived with my parents, I didn't know what to do with it, so I just pushed it under this pine tree that was like in the kind of the end of the yard. And I know it's still there. And normally we would start small and work our way big, but I started big. Yeah. So now the day has just taken a drastic turn. So then it turned into...
Now it's a competition.
Then it becomes a contest. So a lot of times that's another one to where it's not even like it's a lot of times it's who can take the dumbest thing.
The dumbest and and we're also one-upping each other on the day now.
Yeah. So that was like early. I remember one of them bars, the one out in like the middle of the cornfield. I remember there was like, it was just you there, and there was like one poor little bartending girl, and I remember just eyeing her up like.
I remember that.
Just oh my god, eye candy. You're just like, oh, that's the first chick of the day. That's pretty much the only one that we saw.
I remember going to one place. I think it was the next stop, and it was like a nice place. We're in a town. I don't know what town we're even at, but we're in a town. And the bar, it was like an older building, but you could tell it was really nice when it was first built. And we get into the bar side, and like there's people in the lunch, like having lunch, and somebody comes over and goes, we're not used to having customers over here on this side this early. She gets us each a beer, and we drink it, we pay, and I remember they had a bunch of these nice glasses.
Oh, I remember this. I even remember the inside of the place.
It was like I wouldn't call it like China, but the bar glasses had like the nice edge work to them.
A little classier than your standard bar.
And leave on, like whenever you're a kid and you want to pick up a bunch of like say limestone, you always grab the end of your shirt and you put a bunch of stuff in your shirt so you could carry all of it in your shirt like a little pouch. He holds his shirt out at the end of the bar and takes his arm and starts scooping armloads of shot glasses. and like double glasses into his shirt, and we go walking out, and he's like jingling on the way out.
We clean that place out.
And he just opened the door, dumps it into the back, and we get in, and he didn't have to say anything, but I knew now I've got to do something at the next bar. So now we're having a day like this.
Oh my goodness. I can't remember. It was another random, I remember this was one of the divier bars because the outside of the bar was shit. And we couldn't even think of anything to take. And I remember there was this old weathered paint just peeled off it. It was just a piece of wooden decorating nailed to it. And I just yanked it off the post completely. This thing isn't worth a penny. It did more value to the bar taking it off. It was an eyesore. And I don't know.
You had to have it.
Yeah, that's what the thing. When we're that drunk and in that mode, you see something. I need that in my Jeep. I just do, and it didn't devalue the place at all. I just remember it was more of it was just the action of taking it. It was just me. I had to had to use my legs, pull on this thing, rip it off. And
then I remember. There was that town we came to where you crossed the bridge, and there's a town.
I remember
and right
that.
across the bridge, there's a bar, hotel, and I actually, with what I do for a living now, I drove past the place. Had to have been it. I'll never know for sure.
I kept checking too. We went up. Me and you actually went to look for it one time because there's only one river. There's only one fucking Allegheny River. And we're crossing.
We also went far enough where I think we crossed the Susquehanna too.
Might have been.
Because I think we went. I think we wound up in Warren County, and Susquehanna stems out of there.
So keep in mind, we live in Katanning, Fort City area. The party we're supposed to be at, it's Butler area.
Yes.
The camp we left, it's a good hour or so north. We're picking random roads, and it turns out the whole time we're going north. We're supposed to be going south.
We were going northeast. So we needed to go southwest.
Remember at one point you had to call somebody and be like, "Where the fuck are we at?" So you called a coworker, and he said, "What road?"
We told him what road we're at. He's like, "You guys are almost in New York."
Yeah. So then we turned around and went completely different roads home, and we bar hopped the whole way back home.
And that's where the story continues. We found this town where we crossed a bridge, and it was if you kept going straight, you're at a bar. So we stop at it, and these people in there were really nice, and there was a peanut factory, remember?
Yeah.
And they had all these seasoned peanuts,
I remember
ranch, and all these. So we're eating peanuts and talking to these local town folk, and we're telling them we're having ourselves a day, and we go back and play pool, and we stole definitely the pool rack, the racker.
That was
a couple of pool sticks.
That was the bar too. They were having a shuffleboard tournament, right?
We wanted to stay, but we knew we couldn't.
Yeah, we could have, but we wanted to.
We were what are the odds? So we got into a fight over a shuffleboard.
Our adventure needed to continue, but I remember, that was at that point, I'm thinking 4 in the afternoon.
That sounds right.
Something.
We're after lunch, but not quite dinner yet.
And it was just a random, they're having a shuffleboard tournament.
Yeah, so I stole that, and we're laughing, and we're heading the wrong direction again. But we find a dirt road, and we're like, well, if we're heading east, and we turn right, now we're heading south. Well, we're taking an extra road. It was a dirt road. Levon takes a right on this dirt road. Turns out to be Heart's Content Road.
Heart's Content Road. I remember
and the
that.
first thing we come to is in the middle. And whenever you say middle of nowhere, people mean there's houses. We've driven.
This is hills have eyes shit.
We've driven a half an hour at 20 to 30 to 40 miles per hour, and we're still in the woods. There's a portage-on.
Oh, yeah, that road would not stop.
You remember that portage-on?
Oh, my goodness, yes.
We used it.
It wasn't even like a portage-on. It was like a house.
Was it built? Was it wooden?
Yeah, there was a men's and a women's.
I remember just one toilet.
Yeah, it was a unisex. It was more than it might have been, but it was more than an outhouse. It was like a brick building, but it was a shit house, basically. Yeah. But it wasn't a plastic one.
I went in case you had to poop, I took care of that. I pissed on the toilet paper. I pissed on the floor. I pissed in, there was a sink, but no water. There was a Germex, hand. I pissed on it. I pissed through the whole place. And Levon goes in, and he wants to do what I did, because he forgot that we're still, he thought that I forgot that he was going to forget we're still trying to one-up each other. So he goes in there, and he comes out, and I can tell he's like, shit, Brett beat me to everything. Yeah. He picks up this rock, and I wound up helping him. Yeah, both of us, how we got this rock picked up. It was a
big rock.
And we put the toilet seat down and sat it on top of the toilet seat. And I think we kicked the sink off the wall.
Something, yeah.
We threw all kind of dirt and branches.
My memory is,
we left that bathroom. You may as well tear it down and build a new one.
Yeah, we weren't we're not big, strong guys, but we had beer strength at that point. So I know sober, we're not picking that rock up. So
there's slugs all over us and stuff.
So I think it wasn't. I think the next the next thing I do remember, there might have been a bar or two between.
There's a few bars.
Well, there must have been because we had to piss there then. But I remember the next piss stop, we pulled over to pee, and that was where the guy's yard with all the do not. What was in between then? Because
we were going through a town, and it was a busier town, and you did some shots. I think we played a game of pool, hop for shots, and you had to do a couple of shots. You're not feeling too good, and we're tired. We were hungover, but never got hungover because we started drinking. You were on the wrong side of the road a few times. Then you would get in the parking lots. People are honking at us. So finally, I said, Levon, you need to pull over and let me drive.
Oh yeah, I remember we had to take turns
you pull over and I hop in, and now all of a sudden we're in Brookville and we know where we're at, and it's 4 PM, and we're like, well, we're only an hour from where we need to be, and we're having so much fun.
Yeah.
Let's get lost again.
Yeah.
So you said, take this left because I'm still driving.
Now
It had just rained.
Yeah. Keep in mind, I want to this. I want to let listeners know this is the level of drunk we're getting at this point. The fact that I'm just driving and even when you're drunk enough that you realize oh man, I don't think I can do this. Brett's drunk, but. You're...
Mind you, people are honking at us.
The alcohol hits me all at once, hey, yeah. The fact that I even recognize it must mean, I could tell the driving shit. That's what, like I said, for drunks, when you're driving, pretty rare you want to give up the wheel when you're drinking.
We had to make a goalie change.
So we had to make a goal change. That sounds terrible, but I see that's smart. When you're drinking and driving, you got to recognize.
It sparks the team.
What are you gonna do? All I had to do is sit over there, drink another beer or two,
calm down. Yeah, drink a beer, get your bearings.
I need a little,
get that whiskey out of your
more
system.
alcohol to
that was that bad whiskey alcohol.
Yeah.
You need to get that flushed out with beer alcohol.
And then, it wasn't too long after, okay, I feel, you just get that wave of all the alcohol hits you.
Well, I've never drove a lifted vehicle in my life.
No.
It was an automatic, but it handled a little funny. I'm not used to it. Well, we're in Brookville, and this is everybody that goes to camp knows, Behave in Brookville, that's really the only place cops sit.
Yeah.
So we get into Brookville, and Levon's like, no, take a road, take this left. So I get over into the turn zone, the turn lane, hit the brakes. Levon's brakes are touchy. He forgets to mention this.
They were whenever it rained or got humid, they
grabbed.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, looking straight out the windshield, I'm looking, due left, then due right, due left, due right.
We did
all but spun around.
Yeah.
Somehow we stop a foot to be safe in front of the car in front of us. Perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And I'm white knuckled at this point. I'm like, oh shit, I almost just wrecked this. And Levon just taps me in the shoulder like nothing just happened. I forgot to tell you the brakes grab whenever they get wet.
Because it would always be the front, because the rear were drums and the front were the disc, and then front ones would just whatever. They would just bite. Yeah,
the brakes grab.
Yeah, that was a.
Meanwhile, I just went through hell, and he didn't even have a care in the world beside me.
I had to find out. I was pretty much usually sober when I did it, but I found out the hard way. Yeah, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was a Jeep thing or just a brake pads.
So we're driving along. And Levon's, we drove a good while. We had beers in the car though. We're drinking.
Yeah.
And Levon's like, I think that I can maybe drive again. Because we're on a back windy road. We're trying to get really lost, which it didn't take too long up there.
No.
And this is when we come to a yard that easily 25 no trespassing, keep off grass, keep off property. Trespassers will be shot. If you come on this property, you will come to Jesus. He's gonna shoot you.
I assume he had some incidents or something that way overboard.
This guy definitely would talk about the government trying to screw you over.
Yeah, that kind of.
And his yard's littered with knickknacks and cars and one lonely riding lawnmower that we're pulled over looking at.
Yep.
And one of us says, "What do you think the chances are of the keys being in that thing?" It was our day, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Not his day. It was not his day by any means. 'Cause, yep, the keys were in that thing. And
It took a while. It was cold. It was starting to spit snow. And we got that fucker to fire up.
I remember there happened to be a brick nearby to put on the
There
seat.
was a heavy enough brick.
You put on the
There was a heavy enough brick to keep it from stalling out whenever you stood up. We aimed that thing, I think, toward the house, and we put that thing in like 6th gear and let it go, and we got in and got while the getting was good.
Yep, we just...
Never to this day do we know what happened.
I remember, wasn't there like a little creek at the end
There
of the
was
yard?
a creek bed.
So that
it might have made it
I'm going to
through.
assume it might have went into that thing. Who knows?
If
it might have stalled out up the hill.
There was that bridge that was pretty wide, and we
Yeah.
aimed it to go across it. We'll never know.
Yeah, we'll never know.
Best case scenario, it wound up in the creek. Worst case scenario, that thing knocked on his front door.
Yeah, it might have been. Did you know how the wheels might have turned? It
Yeah.
might have been ended up in the neighbor's
We were-
yard.
I remember us were like, we need to leave and like not look back, and we drove pretty quick
Yep,
away from
we
that
just
whole scene.
got back in the Jeep and moseyed on our merry way and kept the party rolling.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
Well, earlier when our phone call where we turned around, we called Bill Schuster and told him where we were at. And he was like, let's meet at Night Courts for a snack. We met him at Night Courts in Ford Cliff for a snack, remember?
See, I don't remember. No,
we met him for dinner at
I think
Night
I do
Courts.
now. That's right. I
First
forgot
time we ate all day,
about
we
that.
had some chicken wings at Night Courts, probably around 7:30, I think we
I'm
went to
gonna
Night
guess
Courts.
something like that.
And I'm sure we had neither one of us were later, after that lawnmower, I kindergarten pissed off that bridge. You took my picture of my bare
Oh
ass.
yeah, the Walmart back with the disposable cameras that I don't know if Walmart ever developed it.
You would get those notes.
Yeah, you
Saying
get
there's
the like
nudity.
inappropriate photos now, which would be like most of them. There's a lot of whenever we were peeing, whoever was near the camera would do like the click, try to get the dick pic, thinking like, of course they're not going to fucking print it.
Neither
And
one
then
of us-
we
neither
didn't
one of
want
us-
the picture. We just wanted whoever's developing them to
Neither
see
one
it.
of us remember the trip. Pretty much from there to Fort. Next thing
No.
I know, we're having dinner with Bill Schuster. And actually the night gets pretty normal from here. Like
I remember. So,
like you can think like the story might have been lame, but if you knew like the amount of alcohol, we stopped at, I want to say 8 bars that we never heard of.
yeah, at least
We drank at least a 6-pack each in the car, and we bought a 12-pack.
Had
and
to
split
drove at
some of
least
it.
probably 100 miles.
We got
I mean,
gas a couple of times
Yeah.
that day. I almost wrecked your Jeep. You almost wrecked your Jeep.
Yeah.
We sent a lawnmower on its way. We
I remember-
destroyed a bath in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
Every bar we stopped at, we took a souvenir.
There's another one. I had to empty my car. I went back to the same spot from that other
Well-
night and had to throw all this shit.
Well, we
Gave
had,
away all the shot
we
glasses.
had dinner with Shuey, and then we drove from Ford Cliff out to Butler, which felt like no big deal at all.
Yeah.
We went to the birthday. It was a birthday party. We still stunk for like campfire from the night
Oh, yeah, I
before.
know.
We didn't shower all day.
I do remember I was clearly drunk at Smashley's house. That was her name's Ashley. This is our friend's ex-girlfriend.
We call her Smash.
Smashley. She got drunk and
She liked to put the beers away,
She
too.
just throw haymakers and she got drunk too.
Punch me
Whoever
in the face
whoever was
once.
near her, she just threw an angry punch and then that was it.
Yeah.
But we were at her place and at one point I
fell
blacked out.
asleep
I
like, pretty much when we got there.
punched a kid and got into a fight.
Yeah. I used to play roller hockey against
It's weird. I still have like memories. I think he was like there was a girl that he knew and she was like laying down like, and I think he was just messing with her, but I was drunk, and I'm pretty sure I just wanted to be the hero thinking like, oh, I'll impress this girl.
Yeah.
And then he
I was asleep for all this.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm sure I instigated it, and I guess I hit him, but I was hammered. I couldn't have hit him that good. And I think we were like, they came down, we were wrestling on the ground.
I remember like the good part about this was the next morning we woke up and like I was actually okay considering you were bad. I fell asleep.
Yeah.
So you drank another few hours and we got in your car and like, you're like, Brett, you need to drive us back home. And I remember like you opened up, you were like, I'm going to sit in the back so I can sleep.
Yeah.
And you opened the back and there's pool sticks, 40 glasses, a keg
Full
of Sprite,
stupid
a
shit.
sign, a couple of flags.
Yeah,
I mean,
stuff. There was stuff that I just don't remember even.
yeah, we just would grab random shit. Like, we'd be driving on the road and we'd stop and grab something off of somebody's camp.
whatever.
Just
Just pure ignorant belligerence.
Yeah. You were like, I remember you were like, you shut the door and you got in the front seat and sat down. Yeah. And every time I took a turn, you'd hear like all kind of shit rolling around.
Clink, 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 clink. Just- what a stupid shit.
But I mean,
Fun day, though.
Like there was no exaggeration in that story. I cannot express to people how much we drank.
Yeah.
Just how many times we should have went to jail that day.
I mean, we drank probably at least a case of beer just between the bars.
Yeah.
And then keep in mind, every bar is at least a beer or two.
We drank till 3:30 in the morning the night before and started drinking again like at 7:30.
Yeah.
We pretty much drank probably like 30 straight hours with like
Yeah.
a 6-hour break in between.
Yeah, that was a solid Friday and Saturday of just...
We always wanted to like get
Liver
like, dangerous
damage.
drunk. And
that had to have been the most we've ever drank. I mean,
we pretty much cooled it after that. That we did our
we
day.
we kind of purged on just
we wanted the day
being
like
young
that.
and stupid.
It was like we were 24, 20. I think we're like 25.
Probably.
And after that, like, I think you got a DUI since then, but we've pretty much never really needed to do that since. I mean,
No.
everybody needs to do that before they got their real jobs.
Don't get a DUI. You get somehow avoid that.
Well,
but
make sure that you get one DUI.
Or
You can go to ARD.
Yeah.
Don't get caught doing petty theft when you're 16. Save that ARD. You're gonna need it.
don't wreck and die either, obviously. If you're one of the if you're a sleeper, you don't drive. That's where the DDs,
Yeah.
the DDs needs to be, me and CJ could stay awake.
Yeah,
It's not that we're great drivers or anything, but
you're not gonna wreck because you're too drunk. You're gonna wreck because you fall asleep.
Yeah, that's
So,
pretty much the thing.
Take a girl from the bar and pull off in the woods, and then after you do your thing, sleep there. Because especially after you have sex, you're gonna fall asleep. Not while you have her in the car. Hopefully, you're gonna drop her off at home and try. You're gonna fall asleep on the way home, and you're gonna kill yourself then.
Yeah.
So just sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep in your car.
Know your,
sleep in
know
the
your
car.
ability. That was the thing. It was always, and like we said earlier,
Or always have somebody with you if you're gonna do that. And if your passenger falls asleep, like I used to, Levon should have pulled over then. If he falls asleep, you're next. Pull over, go to sleep.
Yeah, the other thing I always did was, the only time I really don't even look at my speed limit, but I always knew when you're drunk, you got to drive slower than you think you're doing. And that was one that I never learned that the hard way. I was always for the most part when I was drinking, I kept to the speed limit. It was just common sense.
Use cruise control too.
Yeah, shit like that. Literally.
If you get nervous, I always get nervous. I watch my rear view mirror like a mob guy when I'm driving drunk. Use your cruise control even on a hilly back road.
Yeah.
Set that bitch to the speed limit and let it go. Let it take care of itself. And going down hills, make sure you're watching then. But up hills and flat, you're good. Then you just go worry about keeping it between the mustard and the mayo.
Exactly. It's pretty common sense, actually. Hey, practice makes perfect.
Exactly.
And like I said, until you kill yourself or get pulled over.
Yeah.
All right. That's that.
Yeah, I wish we could add more to that Heart's Content story, but
oh yeah,
it's one of those.
There's other ones. There's just too.
We stopped at a lot of bars.
There might have been the greatest, funniest part of it. That it's just there's just a lot happened that day.
We both blacked out. We had to take turns driving. We stopped at a lot of bars. We had a fight the night before.
I punched you that night before, and I punched a kid Saturday night.
Yeah.
I'm not a fighter
you're
either.
A hothead.
I was just whatever. I was really
the Irish
hammered.
came out of you that weekend. I guess.
Yeah, that was definitely an Irish weekend.
Yeah, like I said,
that was a ginger day.
We got lots of drinking stories. We're gonna have to do this. I think season finale every year should be drinking stories.
Yeah, we'll have to mine.
I'll have to. We'll bring. We know we need Tony Snetti on the show. We know we need Tyler's friend.
Yeah, we need to get
that
some
cup out of that kid's hand on the show.
It's just a lot. It's such a haze. There's such a damn blur of we'll have to get together with people and get the memories rolling because there's just tons of shit. It's not even drunk memory loss.
We need Ryan Bowser and Zach Boda to talk about that Cleveland trip to Megadeth show sometime too.
Yeah, we'll save that one for that would be another. God damn it! Yeah, we could milk a lot of a podcast with that thing. All right. I think we can wrap this up. I'm
Yeah.
going to do the... I'm going to end with a band plug. And, of course, Brett, you wouldn't like this
probably
band.
not.
But I'm going to plug they're a newer band. God damn it.
Too much cum in your throat.
Classic. They only have 2 albums out. There's a band called Cyclona. I guess they're as trippy. Usually we do stoner rock bands. This is another one, but they're more of like an acid rock. Like they're an up-tempo band. I like the up-tempo shit. The more hard rock versus stoner rock stuff. So they have an album, Mojo Rising, their first album, but their newest album, Venus Skytrip, is definitely a big step up, and I really like it. It's like I said, it's stoner rock with more of an acid rock, hard rock vibe. Picks up the pace a good bit, and yeah, check it out. They're pretty fucking cool. So, okay. That was a bit of a marathon, and hopefully this is the end of season 2. Be patient.
Thanks for listening.
It'll be a little while. Like I said,
When does
we're not-
season 3 get slated to start?
oh God, who knows? I try to tell people we're not celebrities. Keep in mind we have fucking day jobs, so we only record when we get the chance.
I think you need at least by spring.
we need to build up some more drunken stories for the end of season 3.
We all have
So
work to do. How about what about
Maybe tonight.
What about Groundhog's Day? That's a good shoot for, right?
yeah, Groundhog's Day. If we can get a Bill Murray thing going, we can drink every day, and it's the same fucking day. We could have infinite drunk stories because if day just doesn't stop. So, yeah. All right, we got to end this. So
Yeah.
thank you for listening. You had nothing. I'm not gonna thank you.
You had nothing better to
Thank
do.
me for giving you such awesome entertainment. So, all right, Podcastration out. See you in season 3 someday. Eat shit and die. You all suck.
That was our show, and now we gotta run.